Have you ever wondered how the world of cinema evolved from silent movies to the immersive 3D experiences we enjoy today? In the late 19th century, a technological revolution was simmering, set to change the way we see and perceive the world around us. This was the dawn of cinema, a time when the concept of moving images was nothing short of magical. Imagine stepping into a world where still photographs were suddenly springing to life. This was the marvel of motion pictures, an innovation that took the world by storm. Thomas Edison and his team were instrumental in this feat, creating the kinetoscope, a device that allowed individual viewing of motion pictures. It was a revelation, a glimpse into a world where stories could be told in a way never seen before. But the true birth of cinema as we know it today was marked by a historic event in 1895. Two French brothers, Auguste and Louis Lumière, held the first public film screening in the basement of a Parisian café. The audience was spellbound as they watched a 50-second clip titled La sortie de l'usine Lumière à Lyon, a simple scene of workers leaving the Lumière factory. Little did they know, they were witnessing the inception of a global cultural phenomenon. Following this, the era of silent films took center stage. These were movies with no synchronized recorded sound, where the story was conveyed through muted gestures, mime, and title cards with dialogues and plot details. Silent films were not truly silent though, as they were often accompanied by live music during screenings, adding to the drama and the spectacle. The silent era was a time of experimentation and creativity, a time when filmmakers like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton became household names, leaving an indelible mark on the film industry. So, the stage was set and the world of cinema was ready to take its next big leap. Can you imagine a world of cinema without dialogue? It's a strange thought, isn't it? But that was the reality until the late 1920s when the era of silent films began to fade, making way for the talkies, films with synchronized dialogue. The transition wasn't immediate or easy. Silent film stars who had won hearts with their expressive faces and exaggerated gestures found themselves out of depth when they had to deliver lines. And not just the actors, even the filmmakers had to learn new techniques. They had to figure out how to record sound, synchronize it with the visuals, and even rewrite scripts to include dialogue. But as with any innovation, there were pioneers who embraced the challenge, and in the world of talkies that honor goes to The Jazz Singer. Released in 1927, this film broke the silence in cinemas. It was the first feature-length motion picture with synchronized dialogue. Though it wasn't entirely a talkie as it still contained many silent scenes, its success paved the way for fully synchronized dialogue films. The Jazz Singer tells the tale of a young man torn between his religious upbringing and his passion for music. It's a simple story, but what made it extraordinary was the use of dialogue. For the first time, audiences didn't have to read intertitles or guess what the characters were saying. They could hear it. This was a revolution, and it was a revolution that changed cinema forever. Sound added a new depth to storytelling, allowing filmmakers to explore more complex narratives and characters. Actors were no longer just faces on a screen, but voices that could whisper, shout, and sing. The talkies took over, and silent films gradually faded into the background. With the arrival of talkies, cinema was no longer a silent art form. It had found its voice. And it was a voice that would continue to evolve and adapt, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in the world of film. So, the next time you watch a movie, take a moment to appreciate the dialogue, the sounds, the music. Remember, there was a time when these were silent screens. What is a movie without its vibrant colors and hues? Imagine a world limited to monochrome, where every film is a dance of shadows and light, void of the rich tapestry of colors we've come to expect. But in the 1930s, a groundbreaking innovation would forever change the landscape of cinema, introducing a world of Technicolor dreams to audiences worldwide. Technicolor, a name that would become synonymous with the golden age of Hollywood, was not an overnight sensation. It was the result of years of tireless innovation and experimentation. But when it finally graced the big screen, it was nothing short of a revolution. The first strokes of this vibrant revolution were painted in 1935, with the release of the first full-length Technicolor film, Becky Sharp. The film adaptation of Thackeray's Vanity Fair used this revolutionary process to its fullest potential, painting the screen with an array of colors previously unseen. The reds were redder, the blues were bluer, and the greens were greener. Each scene was a feast for the eyes, a spectacle of color that left audiences captivated. Becky Sharp was not just a movie, it was a Technicolor showcase. an artistic statement that declared the arrival of a new era in cinema. The film was a visual symphony, with each frame meticulously crafted to exploit the full potential of Technicolor, transforming the cinematic experience into something magical. The introduction of Technicolor opened up a new world of storytelling possibilities. Filmmakers could now use color to enhance the mood, emphasize character traits, and add depth to their narratives. It was a tool that added another layer of complexity to the art of filmmaking, allowing directors and cinematographers to paint their stories on a canvas of vibrant colors. Technicolor was more than just a technological advancement. It was a game-changer, a milestone in cinematic history that forever changed the way we experience films. It gave cinema a new voice, a new language, and a new palette to work with. It transformed the silver screen into a canvas of dreams, a world of vibrant colors that brought stories to life in ways previously unimaginable. With Technicolor, cinema had found its true colors. Imagine watching a movie on a screen as wide as your field of vision. It's a mesmerizing idea, isn't it? This is exactly what the innovation of widescreen and CinemaScope brought to the world of film in the fabulous 50s. The 50s, a time of rock and roll, poodle skirts, and a new era in film history, made possible by the introduction of widescreen and CinemaScope. Before the 50s, most films were shot in a square format, a restrictive canvas that didn't fully capture the world's wide vistas and intricate scenes. But then came CinemaScope, a revolution in film technology that expanded the frame and transformed the way movies were made and watched. CinemaScope was a widescreen process that used an anamorphic lens to squeeze a wide image onto standard 35mm film. When projected through a similar lens, the image was stretched out to its original wide proportions, filling the viewer's field of vision and immersing them in the cinematic world like never before. This groundbreaking technology was unveiled by 20th Century Fox in 1953 with the release of the first CinemaScope movie, The Robe. This biblical epic was a fitting showcase for the new format, with its sweeping landscapes and grandiose set pieces. The film's success proved that audiences were ready for this new immersive experience, and CinemaScope quickly became the standard for major film productions. CinemaScope wasn't just a technical innovation, it was a creative tool that allowed filmmakers to tell stories in new and exciting ways. With the wider frame, directors could compose more complex shots, explore dynamic staging, and create a sense of depth and scale that was simply not possible with the square format. But perhaps the most significant impact of CinemaScope was on the audience. The wide, immersive screen transported viewers from their theater seats into the heart of the story, creating a visceral connection that made every scene more thrilling, every emotion more potent. CinemaScope brought a new dimension to the film-going experience. It expanded our world, widened our perspectives, and forever changed the way we experience cinema. The wonders of widescreen indeed. What does the future hold for cinema in the digital age? This question might seem daunting, but the signs are already here. The 21st century marked a significant shift in the world of cinema, a transition from the physicality of film to the intangible realm of digital. This was a revolution indeed, a digital revolution. Cinematic innovation was no longer just about the tangible, the physical reels of film. It was now about the virtual, the bytes and pixels. Imagine the world of cinema being reshaped by ones and zeros. Yes, the digital age had arrived, and it was here to stay. The year was 2002. A movie came along that would forever change the face of cinema. The movie was Star Wars Episode II, Attack of the Clones. What made this movie groundbreaking wasn't necessarily its plot or characters, but rather its production. This was the first fully digital movie, filmed entirely with high-definition digital cameras. This wasn't just a technological leap, but an artistic one as well. The shift to digital opened up a whole new world of possibilities. Filmmakers could now manipulate images in ways they never could before. They could create worlds that were only limited by their imagination. They could tell stories that were previously thought to be unfilmable. But the digital revolution wasn't just about the filmmakers, it was also about the audience. Digital technology made cinema accessible to more people than ever before. Anyone with a camera and a computer could now make a movie. Cinema was no longer the domain of the few, but the playground of the many. So what does the future hold for cinema in the digital age? The answer is as boundless as the digital realm itself. As technology continues to evolve, so too will the world of cinema. And with this evolution, new stories will be told, new worlds will be created, and new voices will be heard. In the digital age, the possibilities for cinema are endless.